and say thank you for each one of you for being here today. I know there are many things you could be doing, and I am glad you chose to spend this time with me and with us. Today we're going to look at a way to release physical and emotional pain. Ernest Holmes says in Thoughts Are Things, somebody's not muted. Okay. I got everybody muted. Okay. Ernest Holmes said in Thoughts Are Things, regardless of what negative condition may exist in your physical body, there is the mind of God, a pattern of perfection for your body. Otherwise, it never could have been created to begin with, or sustained or renewed. Your life is God. Your health is an expression of the perfection of spirit within you. As you recognize that there is a river of life within you, which flows through the eternal source of all life, you need to open your mind and accept the full influx of this life-giving power. He says in The Power of an Idea, in spiritual mind treatment, one is affirming that spirit, which is transcendent, so there must be a spiritual awareness of it. This spirit is the true source of every organ, action, and function of the physical body. Hopefully that wording doesn't show up on my recording. The spirit is the true source of every organ, action, and function of the physical body and everything else, which then realized would lose the imprisoned splendor. A true prayer will act as law in, for, and through the person the prayer is identified with, and at the level of the consciousness of the person giving it. He goes on to say, in this thing called life, as water purifies itself by flowing, so an internal realization of the flow of spirit through us purifies the stagnated pools of morbid thought, and in so doing eliminates stagnation in the physical body. I've been having quite a bit of physical pain lately. And one of the things I realized I needed to do was see where it's coming from, or what's causing it, or what's going on with it. And I thought that since I needed to do this, that you could share the experience with me. And what I know is a lot of times when I start looking into my physical pain, what I realize is that I need to forgive myself or my body or someone else as part of it. Jack Kornfield said that forgiveness is the capability to let go, to release the suffering, the sorrows, the burden of the pain and betrayal of the past, and instead to choose the mystery of love. Forgiveness shifts us from the small, separated sense of ourselves to a capacity to renew, to let go, and to live in love. So what I'm aware of is a lot of times when I really try to get to the source of what's going on with my body, there is something in me that I need to forgive. Something in me that I need to have a better relationship with, or something in me that I need to stop, that I need to actually connect with, and maybe even acknowledge and honor that it's part of it. For me, I have a tendency to take my physical body for granted, and in a lot of ways to totally ignore it. I say for many years of my life, I existed from the neck up. And as far as I was concerned, from the neck down, I did not exist at all. And this was definitely true when I carried another 120 or 100 to 120 pounds around with me. I didn't want to acknowledge it. I didn't want to acknowledge my body. I just wanted to forget it was there. This did not work well. So what I try to do anymore is to truly get in touch with what's going on with my body and to try to honor various parts of it. When I was thinking about talking about this today, I thought of a story that I read, I believe, when I was in practitioner's training. So it's been a good 25 years since I read this story. So I don't remember what book it was in or who wrote the book or who it was about. But it made quite a impression on me to still remember it. And this person was dealing with diabetes and was very resentful for having been diagnosed with being diabetic, and was not really taking care of their body and meeting the needs of that diabetic part of themselves. And they finally understood that they had to get in touch with that part of themselves and had to learn to deal with and handle and acknowledge that it was a part of them. And after doing a lot of work and after really talking to that part of their body, they began to see their diabetes like a loving dog that went with them everywhere. And they loved this dog, and this dog loved them. So it was their job to take care of this diabetes with the same intensity and love that they would take care of a loving pet, a loving dog. And this made a real impression on me because, as I said, I have always had a tendency to totally ignore my physical body. And so today, we are going to take the opportunity through meditation to see if there's something within us that it's time to acknowledge, honor, take care of, or just see what's going on and if there's a way to release whatever's going on. We're going to look at the physical body as part of this exercise, but if you're a fortunate person who has nothing going on with your physical body that you need to look at or that you want to look at, also scan your emotional body and see if there's something there that you can do this process with. I know some of you are on the phone and may be driving, so I want you to, when I talk about relaxing and letting go of external environment, I want you to be conscious of what you're doing, but also conscious of the exercise. And hopefully this will record the way it's supposed to, and Reverend Jane can put it on the website, and possibly you can go through it again later. But the first thing I want everyone to do is to just relax where they are and to be conscious of their breath and feel it moving through their body. As this breath breathes through your body, just begin to relax and release any tension, any stress, anything that keeps you from being fully aware of your body, and just let it go. And just take a few more deep breaths and continue to let it go. And just feel every part of your body relax. And now as you breathe, allow your breath to begin to scan your body. Is there any pain, any discomfort, anything that you need to connect with? Anything that you need to have a conversation with, to communicate with, to find out why this feeling in your body or in your mental experience is going on. See if there's any part of your physical or emotional body that you need to connect with. It might be your hip or your knee, or your hip to your foot, or your neck, or your shoulders, or your stomach, or even your heart. And now if you've found an area to communicate with, begin to communicate with this area. Ask it, what's this pain about? Why do I feel this way? Is there something this area needs that I haven't been doing? Or does it need some kind of love or support? Does it just need me to say thank you? Thank you for doing a good job of whatever your responsibility is in my body. Thank you for allowing me to live the life that I live and do the things that I do and experience life fully. Is there any way that I am to honor you, or anything that I am to do to allow this pain or this shame or whatever it is to be released? If this place is holding on to an old experience or an older belief or an old idea, is there anyone or anything that I need to forgive to allow comfort and ease to fill this place? Is there something that needs to happen to resolve whatever has allowed this pain or feeling to remain in my body? And if so, what is it? What do I need to do? What needs to happen or to acknowledge or to be acknowledged for this negative feeling and pain that I'm experiencing to be dissolved so that I can experience a greater sense of health and wholeness, knowing that God is working through and as my body at this moment. And God's wholeness is the truth for me. And now see if you can see whatever is blocking the divine flow through you. And if you can't see it specifically, visualize a blockage in the river of life. And now I want you to feel the love of God, the peace of God, the joy of God, just absolutely dissolving this blockage, just removing the block from the river of life that flows through your body. And just let this blockage, this old pain, this judgment, this guilt, whatever it is, just let it be dissolved and see it float away to the nothingness from which it came. And breathe in the love of God to fill every fiber, every cell of your being. Breathe in the wholeness of God to fill every fiber, every cell, every tissue of your being. And now repeat after me. I now affirm that every organ, action, and function of my physical body is animated by the living spirit. There is one perfect mind directing my thoughts, one complete wholeness sustaining my being, one divine circulation flowing through me. And just breathe that in and feel it as I read these words by Dr. Ernest Holmes. By day and by night, I realize that the divine life that is flowing through me is renewing every cell of my body after the image of its own perfection. I give thanks for this silent power which sustains me. And I say to my own mind, you are to believe in this power. You are to accept it. You are to let it flow through you, for you are one with it. There is no other power, no other presence, no other life. Therefore, all the power there is, all the presence there is, all the life there is sustaining you now and will continue to sustain you. Those last words were from Thoughts or Things by Dr. Ernest Holmes. And now, if you're still in meditation, bring yourself back to this moment and this place. And I thank you, each one, for being here today.